Well, I'm in Palm Springs to find out if Mercedes-AMG have managed to do something historically they've never done before. They have made the first Mercedes-AMG all-electric vehicle. It's the Mercedes-AMG EQS, and for the first time in history, they have an all-electric vehicle. This vehicle has to meet everybody's expectations when it comes to driving performance and sound. Remember, a company that is well known for their V8 engines and their V12 engines now has to get driving dynamics out of a battery and a motor. Have they done it? Mercedes-AMG is one of the greatest performance vehicles in the world and promises that every one of their cars comes with luxury performance, is fully equipped with a sporty heritage, assertive style, and the promise of pure exhilaration. When it comes to design, it's pretty obviously an AMG. Just take a look at the front. You can see those vertical louvers and the AMG grille plus the A-wing. On the side, 21s, 22s when it comes to wheels. And at the back, you'll find that very significant AMG spoiler and 6 fins on the rear to make sure it has great aerodynamics. It looks like an AMG. Even though they started off with a Mercedes-Benz EQS, they've given it that special touch to make it significantly different. The most recognizable AMG in the company's lineup is the GTR. It also has vertical louvers on the grille. The GTR has the true AMG DNA that the company made sure was cloned in their first electric car. Now I can already tell this has the DNA of an AMG vehicle, the stiffness of the steering and the suspension in Sport Mode Plus, and the kind of controlled drive and also the acceleration as well. It's very cool to drive, and you just put your foot down, you can feel it maneuver and move just like you would any regular AMG. The DNA certainly trickles into this first electric vehicle. It should not only look like an AMG on the outside. On the inside, it certainly has the AMG touches. It has the sport seats, the embossing on the seats, the 55-inch screen with the latest version of MBUX that Mercedes has in the regular version of the EQS. Plus, this of course has its own graphics package for AMG, and it also has the traditional AMG buttons on the steering wheel for the different drive modes. Plus, of course, it has the sound buttons on the steering wheel and suspension buttons as well. With no V8 or V12 to generate engine sound, AMG got very creative. Now obviously electric vehicles run quietly, and that has been a very interesting thing, because one of the things that Mercedes-AMG does is create a most beautiful sound. So quiet was not something that they wanted out of one of their new vehicles, and being their first electric vehicle, they had to come up with a sound. So they have come up with several sounds, and you can choose both the sounds inside and the sounds outside from the menu, and so you can accelerate and hear the sounds in different drive modes, and actually they're quite pleasing to the ear. It almost sounds like I'm driving a spaceship. It's quite enjoyable to listen to the sounds of the vehicle as you drive. It's sort of like driving a video game, if that's possible. Although the EPA formula says 350 miles of range out of the AMG EQS, real-world tests may prove considerably more, as it has done with the regular EQS. The regular EQS breaking records for its range far beyond the estimates from the EPA. A lot of Mercedes-AMG magic is in the regenerative braking, and it has 3 different modes, and likely to also break a lot of the estimates on how far it can go on a single charge. The top speed is listed at 155 miles an hour, which I didn't manage to get. and the horsepower up to a staggering 751. Yes, a staggering 751. Now, we always equate huge amounts of horsepower and speed to huge gasoline engines, but the engineers at AMG did a lot of tuning and a little bit of fine engineering to up the motor and the battery in this EQS to really get it to perform. So now a 0 to 60 mile an hour time of 3.4 seconds and a top speed of 155 miles an hour. And the horsepower, well, that will blow your mind, but the proof of the pudding is actually in the driving, and it is substantially quicker than the regular EQS, but it's a mind blow. It's a complete mind blow to drive this thing, because I cannot stop smiling from ear to ear. There's one thing electric cars have done is just make me smile. And you think about horsepower, it is astonishing.
I'm Nick Miles.